Have you guessed where I am? Or where we are? In the lakes, parked in Langdale. Yeah, nice conditions. Might be a bit windy up high, but possibly out for 2 nights as well. So got some new bits of kit, and yeah, I'll go through them all after, but
approaching slight right.
You'll know from the thumbnail what one of them is. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to this. Got a fair sweat on now. Pushed pretty hard getting up there. Went a bit faster than I thought I would, but I felt fit enough to. I felt like I could, which is good. Just sweating out a bit of the old Christmas beer, I think. So I'm actually going to talk a bit more on this video. I'm going to talk about more of my kit and things like that. Probably a bit more stating the obvious for people who are into this, but I'm aware that quite a few friends and family watch some of these videos, and so it'd be quite good for them to hear just what my gear's doing, how it's keeping me and Rose safe. So yeah, I'll do a bit more explaining those bits. I'll also talk about pack weight and some things that are being thrown around on social media at the minute, and yeah, 1 or 2 other things maybe. I'll try not to waffle too much, or I'll timestamp it so you can skip it. So yeah, really nice day though. Really nice, nicer than I was expecting. I've seen conflicting forecasts regarding the wind up high, so should I have brought my Janu? That old question. In fact, I'm pretty sure I remember asking that same question on this path last time I was on it. So yeah, keep going. So to save weight, I carry very minimal water on the way up, because sources like this are almost perfect to drink from as they are. But this is a filter. I can't remember. It's the model B3 water filter. So that's 3 litres of water I've got there. which sounds a lot, but this one drinks a lot. So yeah, so now my pack's 3 kilograms heavier, but I am the majority of the way up. Not so far to go. I'm in the sun now. I've been fair bombing it along though, because I want to get the tent up in time for sunset. You know what we're like for wanting our thumbnails. So yeah, get the new tent pitch. Hopefully a nice spot. Yeah, half a mile to go. Right, I'm gonna go here. It's not the best pitch in the world. I wanted to pitch on top on Crinkle Crags. The summit of Crinkle Crags is just up there. I'd seen a nice flat bit on long top on Crinkle Crags, but it was too windy. So here I'll have to do. I've got half an hour before the sun goes in, so I'm gonna get this tent pitch. First time pitching the Akto properly, so and they say it can be a little bit awkward if you're not used to it. So I'll have to see how I get on this tuffety grass. First thing though, I'm going to put coat on. I'm going to put Rose's coat on so we don't get cold while we're putting the tent up. Thankfully we've got the sunshine on us, which is adding a little bit of heat, so yeah. There we go, look, first time pitching the Akto. Yeah, not bad. It's a hell of a lot quicker to go up than the Janu. 7 minutes it took me, probably a bit less, probably more like 6. I only know because I set a little video going and it said 7 minutes when I turned it off, so probably 6 minutes to pitch. First time on sketchy ground, so yeah, I think a few more times pitching, I'll have it down in like 4 minutes, I bet. It's a nice looking tent, that. Yeah, that's the Akto 30 years special anniversary edition that Hilleberg released earlier on this year. I got one of the last few left, so yeah, I'll talk more about it after. So this is one of the new bits of kit I've got. This is for Rose. It's the German dog bag. I was recommended this by Fellman Dave. He's got a YouTube channel. You'll have seen him if you're actually watching my channel because you like wild camping. You'll know Fellman Dave. His knowledge on backpacking gear is fantastic. So yeah, he recommended this for Rose after my last camp. Brilliant bit of kit. I'll show this a little bit more in a few minutes. Get the sleeping bag out to loft. When your sleeping bag's been in its compression sack for the day hiking, it can lose its insulation because it's all packed down. So best to get it out as soon as your tent's up, so that it can regain its loft, its thick insulational properties. It's the German dog bag. It's like a bivvy bag. I think it's designed for Norwegian hunting dogs. So Norwegian hunters, if they have to bivvy overnight with the dog, it keeps the dog alive in really cold conditions. It's a double bag. It's got this insulated layer that's got it's just got insulation built into it. You can cinch it up around the neck. I'll put some photos on the screen from when I've put her in it properly, because I'm not going to mess around with her now. She's happy in that. But yeah, that's the inner. And then the outer is this orange waterproof layer. So last camp, when I was pitching up in the snow, it would have been perfect because I could have got her in it, cinched it right up, and she's warm and out of the wind and the snow while I put the tent up. Yeah, I'm so impressed with it. Yeah, I weighed it before I set off, the full sort of pack. It's a kilogram. So for Rose's complete sleep system, because she's insulated from the ground with that, and obviously thermal layers, kilogram, I'll take that. I was sat out before and it felt cold. It felt really cold, and I've come into the tent now and it makes a massive difference. But these Hilleberg tents, they use the inners are solid. They're designed to trap in warmth, and so you feel a massive difference because you're out of the draft almost completely. I've seen people use these tents and then complain about condensation on the inside of the inner, and I'm looking at videos people have done, and it's quite clear they've over ventilated. So this tent, there's a vent on the front and the back, and if you take it is a 4-season tent, the sides go all the way down to the ground, and if you take this out in winter, cold blowing winds like this, and if you don't know any better, you think, oh yeah, I'll ventilate because I don't want condensation. So you open those end, you open those end vents, and cold air's blowing right against this, and it's cooling it down. So now this solid inner is freezing cold. and you're lying in here breathing warm air against it. So what do you think's going to happen? You're priming it. You may as well be in a single skin tent. It's over ventilated in those instances. What you need to do, especially the windy end down here, and if I wake up dripping in condensation, then it's like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. But I think I do. Yeah, I've only opened just about a centimetre or maybe 2, just to let, and it's like a half moon shaped vent, and I've only opened the side that's closest to the vestibule, so air can move through here just a little bit, not a lot, because I don't want this fabric to get too cold. I'm going to warm this up being in here. There needs to be sort of a gradual change in temperature between the outside of the tent and the inner of the tent, but you want movement of air out there, and you want the top of your inner open so that air and moisture that is warm and rises does pass into the outer tent, where you've got a slight draft, and then the door you have open here, and it's like a chimney. The Hilleberg Akto only has a roof vent, and people have commented saying, oh well, it's not very good for ventilation. That the tents are designed for cold weather camping, the Akto is in particular, and it's a chimney style ventilation system. It's designed almost like an exhaust. The warmth is rising and leaving the tent. If you make this inner really cold with cold air from outside the tent blowing against it, like I said, you may as well be in a single skin tent. So now I've been in here a while. Touch of condensation on the outer, but it's winter camping. That's going to be normal. I've brought this super absorbent cloth, and I'm going to give it a wipe every so often. That's winter camping. You get some condensation, but the people who I've seen with the dripping on the inside, that's over ventilated. You've made this too cold. So see how I get on. If I'm dripping, then I won't put this in the video. So other bits that I do, like I said, I've got friends and family who sort of check out my videos. So these pads, there, so that's a RAB Stratosphere 5.5 pad. It's got insulation built into there's like chambers, and it traps the warmth. If you don't have, you could have the world's best sleeping bag, but when you lie on it, it compresses. So all of a sudden, the insulation that's like around you, on top of you, is nice and thick, but where you're lying against the pad, it goes really thin, and it can conduct heat really well. So if you're lying on a naff pad, like a lilo effectively, it's going to be freezing under there, and then you've no insulation from your sleeping bag. So these good winter pads, they've got insulation built into them, so that even though you compress the insulation on your sleeping bag, you're being kept warm by the insulation in the mat. No, wild campers know that. It's just like this first thing that you're told, but anybody who doesn't know what it's like. And then this is a new sleeping bag. This is the RAB Solar Eco 3. So I woke up too warm in my Snug Pack sleeping bag, which you could use in like -8. It's never -8 in your tent. It can be -8 outside the tent. It's going to be -2 or something inside the tent. I've never had it. I've never camped in that low. The lowest temperatures I've camped out in is -4, and it was 0 or above in my tent because I had water in there and it didn't freeze. So this RAB sleeping bag compresses nice and small. It's synthetic insulation again, because I have Rose in here with me. I don't want to run the risk of like down getting compressed. I don't want to use down anyway. Comfort for this RAB bag, and from what I'm reading, they don't BS. They'll actually say, that is actually the comfortable limit, 0 degrees. So I think it's forecast around 0 or -1. I took the temperature before and it was 0, so it could be pretty cold. But in here, again, like I said, the Hilleberg tents are warm materials. yeah, that should that sort of helps keep you warm as well. And then another thing that, again, experienced hikers and wild campers know about a layering system, but you have a layering system, you have layers that you can take on and off on your hike. You don't want to overheat. I mean, I do sweat a lot, so I kind of accept I'm going to be changing all my clothes when I get to camp, but you need to be able to regulate your heat. And so under here I've got like the top that I hiked in, I've got a base layer in a light fleece as well as this insulated top. So I'm sat here in this tent with a nice glow in the sky, comfortable and warm. Like, I'm getting comments from friends and family saying I'm absolutely crackers, it must be freezing, but like lads who go wild camping, no, this is class, this is ace to be out here and carry everything on your back to keep yourself safe and warm, to keep your dog safe and warm, and have a wine and look out at the view. It's brilliant. It's my hobby now. This is it. Like, sports for years, but now this. It's going to end up a video with lots of waffling. So, like I said, friends and family might appreciate it. People who just want I try to make the videos to capture the essence of what I'm seeing to look back. So I'll be like looking at a view, thinking, oh, that's nice, and I've got a video of it. That's why I started making the videos. So I'm trying to capture like the moments and stuff like that, so for me to look back on. People are watching them, which is cool. It's probably because of the gear that I'm using. I do like going out in winter conditions, but yeah, there's going to be a lot of waffle that people are going to be not so interested in, but like I say, I'll do the timestamps, you can skip it. Well, I've just had a good hour or so chilling, listening to the radio, had a couple of cups of wine, and I'm going to cook my tea now. It's mug shots, got 2 of them. Yeah, just need to boil some water. I'm going to pop them in my mug. 16 grams of protein in just one of them, so I'm having 2 of them. I'll have 32 grams of protein. Did not expect that. I was going to bring a block of cheese to have with them, but I forgot it. So, yeah, right, let's cook. Right, I'm absolutely not doing this with the door closed inside the tent. Like I said, managing condensation in winter, cooking, one of the worst things. So I've had my gas in my sleeping bag because they don't work as well when they're cold. Sort of above 0, I think they're fine, but the temperature outside the tent is below 0 now, so yeah, keeping my gas warm. I'll sleep with it in my sleeping bag as well. A bit. Not adding to any moisture from sort of my breath, that with extra from boiling water for my noodles. All the steam coming off that pot, didn't want that inside the tent, so I'm going to tip it into my cup just outside here. So now this is just hydrated. There's a lot less steam coming off it, so I've brought it back inside the tent now. Right, I've just been out to adjust the tent a little bit. The windward end, the outer is pressing against the inner. I guess it is what it is with this tent. So I have switched which end I'm going to sleep at, because I'm definitely going to be more prone to condensation down that end with the inner touching the outer, and then if I'm breathing down there. So yeah, Rose has been out for a final toilet. So yeah, we're going to get to sleep. We'll decide what we're doing in the morning. Morning. It's just gone 6:30. I've been out to go to the toilet, and my inner tent, no condensation on the inside, none whatsoever, no frost, nothing. So there was a good amount on the inside of the fly, but when it's been dropping to minus whatever outside, that's normal winter camping. Nobody can do anything about that. So I've got a bit of frost on the on my burner, so I'm hoping that doesn't affect it. Kept the gas in my sleeping bag, so I'm just going to see what this does now. Yeah, it's fine. So I'm gonna have a coffee. So yeah, I went to the loo, but then I spent a good 10 minutes wiping as much frost off the tent as I can, which spoils this morning's Instagram shots, doesn't it? Because everybody likes to see a frosty tent. But if I'm doing a second night, it's far easier to deal with frost on the tent now. It'll basically just wipe off. If I pack the tent away frosty, or if I gave the tent chance to warm up a bit when the sun comes out, the tent will be soaking wet. If I packed it away frosty and opened it up, it'll have warmed up in my bag during the day. When I open it up at the next point where I'm pitching, it'll be soaking. So the good thing is I've got the majority of it off. There's like a little bit more being created underneath where I am, but yeah, I've got the majority of it, so when I go to pack up, it'll wipe down relatively well, and I shouldn't have a problem doing a second night, which is good. It was a thick frost as well. I did take a little clip, which you'll have seen. So yeah, I'm going to make a brew now, and then wait for sunrise. Yeah, I kept the gas in my sleeping bag. I also kept all my batteries and my phone inside my sleeping bag while I slept. And where's my lid? I can't see one. Yeah, my gas in my sleeping bag, batteries in the sleeping bag. I also kept my water in its filter inside the tent, because those filters, if you let them freeze, it damages them. So again, it's like stating the obvious to people who camp, but yeah, I just thought I'd mention it. So I've just been for a wander up to the summit to have a brew, and walked over to the original spot I wanted to go on that I've had my eye on for a long time, and when I got up there last night it was just too wild. I couldn't. The tent probably would have been fine, but it wouldn't have been pleasant. That being said, I ended up on a right slope, but it was fine. But I think I'm going to go on there tonight, which means what I'll do, I'm going to go back down to the tent, I'm going to have my breakfast, I'm going to slowly pack down, Erdwick enjoying the morning sun, slowly pack down. I'm going to go through my gear and my pack weight, because there's a bit of a thing about that on social media at the minute, and yeah, I'll go more into that shortly. But yeah, have a nice steady morning. I'll go for a walk. I might stash my bag somewhere, go for a walk. The thing is, I don't know where to walk because I've done all the fells around here. Maybe just up Bow Fell and back, and then yeah, probably pitch up around about 3 o'clock, about 40 minutes before sunset, and enjoy another night on the Crinkles. So for my breakfast, these are the porridge pots, but to save space in my bag, I normally put them in a sandwich bag, but I'd ran out of, so they're in that plastic tub. I'll put myself a portion in there, add the hot water, let it stand for 3 minutes. Hot porridge for breakfast. Right, everything's ready to go into the bag. Just need to pull the tent down, then we'll go for a wander. I'm just going to talk a little bit about my pack weight. I'll never be a lightweight wild camper, I just won't. I see a lot of stuff on social media, people posting, especially new people to wild camping, posting their gear, and a lot of very negative comments about the weight. And I'm thinking, I'm on that weight. I'm on the weight that these lads are carrying. I've been doing this for 4 years, and I could get my weight down to 10, 12 kilograms in summer, probably a bit higher in winter. I'm not the lightest I carry. I think the lightest I've gone out with 17 kilograms in the middle of summer. This pack this weekend has been 21 kilograms, and I actually weighed all the individual items that went into my pack before I set off. So my bag itself, my backpack, with sort of my InReach attached to it, I think I might have left a drinking cup attached to it, 2.7 kilograms. So it's an 85 litre pack, so it's big. Whatever it is. I mean, I carry for rolls, I carry some bulky stuff. I'd rather have an 85. I've used 65 before, and I end up with stuff attached on the outside in winter, not in summer. I could manage with a 65 in summer, no problem. But I just use that 85 all year round. It just means in summer, I just don't compress my sleeping bags and stuff as much. My clothes, so all my layers, and this includes a coat for Rose and like a towel that she can wear, 3 kilograms. Probably sounds like a lot, maybe it is. I'm using synthetic insulation layers like this. Underneath these hiking trousers, I've got some fleece-lined jogging bottoms. So maybe if I bought some expensive down trousers, I'd save a few pounds. I don't know. I'm looking at all the items that I take with me. They all get used. They all keep me warm. I've never been cold on a camp. I've never had an unpleasant experience because I've been cold. So I carry this weight. I always have a good time. My sleeping bag. So the Rab Solar Eco 3. So this is my new winter, not extreme cold sleeping bag. It was nice and warm last night. That weighs 1.4 kilograms. My sleep mat, the Rab Stratosphere 5.5. That weighs 0.8 kilograms. Rose's sleep system, the German dog bag, that weighs 1 kilogram. My pillow, the Flex Tail pillow, weighs 0.2 kilograms. beers. I've brought some beers with me. Christmas camp, doing 2 nights. I've got 2 kilograms in beers and some wine. And that includes some water as well. So that's, yes, drinks. So my stove and gas, 0.8 kilograms. Rose's food, okay, I brought 4 meals for her because we're out for 2 nights, 1 kilogram. So on a normal weekend, that'd be half a kilogram. My food weighs 1.2 kilograms. It just does. The lightweight things, you know, the noodles, they're light, the porridge is light. I've got a couple of sandwiches. Yeah, you need to eat. So then essentials, I call this my essentials bag. It's got power banks in it. It's got my penknife. My penknife's a chunky little thing, but it's got some pliers on it. It's got tweezers. It's got, things that the pliers have come in useful. The scissors have come in useful. On the Falraven tent, this tab here just pulled off. So I actually repaired it while I was out there. So where are we? My first aid kit and a foil bivvy. Rose, get out of the way. Go on, good girl. 0.3 kilograms. Rose, come here. Don't know what she's looking at. She'll not go far. My radio 0.2. Candle 0.2. So there's 0.4, nearly half a kilogram there. They're luxuries. Don't need a candle. Don't need a radio, but I like them, so I bring them. My drone, keep it in this bag, 0.6. And then the Akto itself, with the footprint and some extra guy lines and extra pegs, 2.1 kilograms. So there's no... Let me check on dog. She's there. There's no wrong way to wild camp. If you go out and you enjoy yourself, don't let anybody on the internet say, oh, you should be doing it this way. People going out with an 8 kilogram base weight in winter, right, okay, mate, yeah, fine. But if your down gear gets soaking, if the unforeseen happens, I've got stuff here where I feel like if I was to fall in the river in my hiking gear, I've got enough clothes in there to fully get changed and be dry. So, you don't want to fall in a river. But yeah, I think it's crazy how people go on about the pack weight. I bombed it up there with this pack weight. I've done multi-day hikes with a 20 kilogram pack before. I've hiked from Eskdale all up the Esk Valley, up over onto Scarfell via Lord's Rake, Westwall Traverse, and then over the next day over onto Glaramara. So, yeah, you carry what you can carry and just slow down. Another thing as well, it's amazing how much you can carry at a steady pace. If you push hard and you bomb it, that's when you start to feel crappy and you feel, tired. Bring plenty of food, bring plenty of layers, so you don't have to walk warm to keep warm. You've got your layers on, you eat your food, just enjoy it. Take time, look where you are. Why would you want to bomb it around when you're somewhere like this? So, yeah, not really done this sort of thing before. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I won't put it in. I don't know. But it bugs me when I see people saying you're carrying too much weight. I'm thinking, no, he's not. If he can carry it, leave him alone. Like, if somebody goes on social media saying, oh, I carried a 20 kilogram pack, I felt like it was too heavy, can people help me? Yeah, do you know what I mean? Well, these people aren't even saying that. These people are excited to go wild camping. They're showing the gear. And they're getting people criticise the pack weight. So, anyway, I'm going to get packed up and go for a wander. Right, there we are. Leave no trace. Just need to grab my sticks and get going. Find some water first. Yeah, I think I'll be camping somewhere around here again tonight. So yeah, just go for a little walk. You ready, Rose? Rose, no, this way. I've just come down a little way off the main path. You see on the map there's a water source down there, hopefully it won't be frozen. I'm going to head down that way with my carriers. I've got my inReach with me just in case anything happens. Just leave my bag here, it'll be fine just for 20 minutes while I nip down there. It'll be damn sight easier to do it without the bag anyway. Alright, yeah, okay. Come on. She wonders why I'm walking off without my bag. So I'm not far from where I'm intending to pitch tonight. Got loads of time to kill. We've been here half an hour already. We've had some dinner. Put my layers on because it's really cold. Got Rose's bag out to keep her off the ground, but she keeps getting out of it to have a wander. But at least it's there for her if she needs it. She's not daft. But it was clear till not so long ago. The Coniston range had clouds over the top. It looks like it's an inversion, and my concern is Emwys said the highest peaks would be out of the inversion, and Crinkle Crags isn't one of the highest peaks. I think if I walk back up here a little bit, it's like one of the mini summits to the west of the main Crinkle Crag summit, but you can see off on the horizon a dark layer. That's a proper inversion out east. So that's the direction the wind's coming from. You can see it spilling over the Crinkle Crag Ridge. It does look like it's possibly dropping into that valley. I hope I'm not. I mean, look at this view. There's a reason I want to pitch around here. I hope I'm not in clouds, honestly. I'd be gutted, but if I am, I am. It is what it is. I'll just have to suck my beers and listen to the radio. Better make the most of it now just in case. So there we go. The Hilleberg Akto. That's my second Hilleberg after telling Kelly, my wife, countless times, I don't need a Hilleberg. Hillebergs are overkill, or, oh, I couldn't go wild camping in a tent that costs so much. I'd be devastated if it broke. I'd rather spend £100 on a tent and replace that if it broke. And here I am. But you learn as you go along. And you don't want to go out and just start off by spending that much if you're not going to do it so much. But if it's your hobby, there's nothing wrong with spending money on it. But also the safety aspect. Look where I am. It's an exposed pitch at the top of Crinkle Crags, and I've camped in exposed spots with more budget tents. So I had an OEX Cheviot 2, not OEX, Berghaus Cheviot 2. That's a really good tent. That's a really good design. I measured 40 man hour Gus when I was on Swirl High with it. And one of the pegging points where it was the stitching stretched and pulled away. So that tent, I wouldn't be able to go and camp anywhere exposed like that. So yeah, there's a reason. I had the Fjällräven Abisko Light one. This is a little bit roomier. It's not, on paper, the size isn't a lot much bigger, but in reality, there's a little bit more width and headroom. That's what I find anyway. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I've gone. But another thing, I used the Abisko Light one all last summer, and I got back into my Hilleberg Janu like November, and the difference in quality right away, it just stood out. The Janu just felt like I could do anything with it. I could take it anywhere, and providing I looked after it and I pitched it correctly, it would look after me. There were times last year when I was going camping, when I knew the winds were going to be strong, and I was thinking to myself, should I be taking the Janu instead of the Fjällräven? The Janu's bright red big winter tent, which is fine for pitching when you're pitching up this time of year, because it sunsets in half an hour, which I think the sunset is at 3:50. If I carried a Janu up in the middle of summer, you can't pitch at that time. It's heavier weight, and it's a bright red tent. If I pitch a little bit earlier with this, it's green. Okay, it's quite a bright shade green. I really like it, but yeah. But not only that, I don't have to go, oh, should I be taking the Janu, because the materials and the build quality on this, it's Hilleberg, so that you can just tell that this tent's going to look after us. So yeah. People complain about the ventilation, which I mentioned about that last night, and I feel like I got that pretty spot on. I don't know what I'd do differently, honestly. There was condensation on the inside of the outer. That's winter camping. That's how it should be. Inside of the inner, none. No condensation, no frozen whatsoever. So yeah, that's how it should be. And then you wipe it down, and this is a dry tent. I'm here with a dry tent now, so yeah, nothing to worry about that way. So yeah, another thing people say is an issue with them is they drip inside just there. The Fjällräven drip there, so it's that design with this hood where all these stitching points meet. Now, some people say their Akto doesn't leak. Obviously I've not had this out in rain yet. You're supposed to pitch it rear into the wind. So as I have today, the wind's coming in this direction. And yeah, with the Fjällräven, I noticed if rain was driving at the door, a lot of rain came in. But so I'll always pitch it rear into the wind. And I'll just cross the bridge when it comes to it. I don't really want to seal it. It's a special edition. This is the 30-year anniversary Akto, so I don't want to touch it. I just want to use it. If it's just a drip, then all I'll do is I'll make sure nothing's in the way, and I'll pull back the footprint, so any drip just goes into the grass, and I'll just live with it.
yeah, people say, oh, well, you spend so much on a tent, that shouldn't happen. But it happens with cheap tents. And if you know about it, you can live with it. Yeah, no, I'm dead happy with this tent now. No more tents. Honestly, Kelly, no more tents.
Right, retreated to the tent now. It's been a really relaxing day. Really, all I've done, packed up this morning, headed over the top of Long Top on Crinkle Crags and down to a gill that ran off in between this crinkle and that crinkle, the next one over. So I've got plenty of water. Headed back up here, took the pack off and had a wander about up here. Just enjoyed the day. The weather's been amazing. Started off just sunny, really nice skies, and then the clouds coming over. Because I was waiting to pitch. Funnily enough, like I'm only 30 yards away from where I was last night. Last night I wanted to pitch here, but the winds were wild and the tent would have been okay, but it wouldn't have been enjoyable. So, yeah, had a wander around, yeah. Then when the clouds coming over, I was thinking, should I go somewhere else? I thought, no, I'll stuff it. I'll stick with it. It's not too windy. I'll if I'm in my tent and having a beer, listening to the radio, then fine. But no, those conditions have just been brilliant. I've had, like I say, I had a beer outside the tent, just taking it in for the last hour. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, there's a bit more frost forming a little sooner on the inside of the tent tonight. Obviously, the wind's less, and I've only got that vent cracked open, similar to what I had last night.
which really I should have it open a bit more. But to be honest, I think I'm going to prioritise warmth over condensation frost, because I can just dry my tent out tomorrow at home. I'll make sure in here stays dry. So yeah, I'll ventilate this inside part. But yeah, I'm going to put the radio on now and have a relax. Another relax, because it's all I've been doing all day. Rose? We're getting off to sleep, aren't we? It's been a good night. We're nice and warm in here, so I'll speak to you in the morning. Morning. Very comfortable last night. Really warm. It was a cold night, but Rose is in her dog bag. I was plenty warm enough like this, in this bag. It was absolutely still all night, like really, really still. So there's a good build-up of frost on the inside of the outer tent. But the wind's really just picked up. I was hoping for an inversion, because when I went out to the toilet at about 3 o'clock, we were in cloud. We were in clag. So. With how still it was, I thought, oh yeah, when the sun comes up there'll be an inversion, but I've not looked out since. But it's got a bit breezy again, so I'm going to let Rose out. She'll want the toilet, and then make a brew. It's trying to give us an inversion. Wow. But it's
wind is a little bit high here, and the cloud's spilling over the crinkles. The views are opening up down there. Oh. These conditions. If you're on the summit of Crinkle Crags, literally 50 yards that way, you'd not know, you'd not see all this. I think that might be the last of my my views for this morning, and yeah, I'm not going to do much filming now, packing up, because I've got to bomb it off. Got a family Christmas party this evening, and it looks as though I'm going to be navigating in the Clag. So yeah, most fun part of wild camping, packing up. Yay, let's go. Leave no trace. Well, I'm descending into Langdale now, out of the fog. It wasn't too bad, that. It was only the last crinkle that I just went round the side of it just to make my life easier. I feel like the end of the video is going to be a bit rushed, but like, I make the videos for myself. I'm walking across ice. I make the videos for myself. So what I'm not going to let videoing do is take away from my enjoyment. I'm going to prioritise. Like, there was one point where I'm like, the clouds started spilling over and I'm out of the inversion and clearing in the valley. You can see the tops of the Scarfells. I'm like, no, oh, wait, which way do I look? This is ace. And I'm having a video in a bit, some photo in a bit, but I didn't want to overdo it because I wanted to take it in. And then I had a brew that I wanted to drink. It all just went so fast. Filming in summer is a lot easier because I could have just put my camera up on a time lapse or just a video while I'm walking around. The trouble is, it's so cold, it's just eating the batteries. So I'm keeping everything in my pockets in between filming and what have you. So yeah, the end's going to be probably a bit rushed, but yeah, I've got some nice footage, some really nice footage. Yeah, I've been really spoilt with my camps this year. I don't know if it's I'm getting better at judging where to go and when. No, it's potluck. I had my eye on this spot on Crinkles for a while, and it was just lucky that internet was saying the west is clearer than the east, and anybody who's out here a lot knows, because the weather from the Atlantic, if the weather's coming from the west, you can't see it. You know, the Scarfells are the first ones to be cloud capped. The Scarfells have been out of the clouds all the last 48 hours, I think. So yeah, really good. Keep on making my way down. If you look at it out towards the Langdales, like, we're well and truly below the cloud here, so it must be a really high level inversion. Or the inversion's finished, I don't know. We're really lucky to get those conditions up there then. Because the cloud was just spilling over the Crinkle Crags and Bowfell Ridge. It was quite a prominent part of Crinkle Crags out to the west, which is why if you'd been on the Crinkle Crag summit, you wouldn't have been able to see a thing. But on that particular point, the cloud was splitting and going down either side and dropping into the Eskdale Valley. So yeah, really good. But yeah, at least we can see where we're going now. We're back in the valley now. Another brilliant camp. I've gotten some luck with the camps this year, so yeah, to anybody who managed to make it through me waffling in this one, yeah, thank you very much, I appreciate it. See you on the next one.